Hi guys, so I am here to do a review over High School Musical, the musical, the series, season 2, episode 12. This will be a spoiler review, so if you do not want to be spoiled, I would leave the video. So yeah, I'm gonna get into spoilers now. Let me start with the positives. I did love the songs. I think the songs in this episode were really good. I think that's the big part of this show that is really good always. I also really like the acting. I think the actors did well with what they were given, even if what they were given wasn't the best. I like the bloopers. I just love bloopers in general though, so I don't know if that really has anything to do with the show, but I liked the bloopers at the end. They were really fun. What else? What else did I enjoy? The relationships that they ended with, none of them were terrible. So I understood why they were happening, and I think they will be interesting to see if we get a season 3. Because to my knowledge, we don't know if they're happening. A season 3 is happening, but like season 3 is happening. Unless the show's doing a lot worse than I think it is, but I think this is like it's one of the most popular shows on Disney Plus right now that isn't Marvel. So I would not be very surprised if it gets a season 3. So yeah, there's that. Just overall, I think that's my big things I really enjoyed about the show. Now let's get into the things I disliked about the show. The story as a whole is awful. It's awful. And it has been all season. The story as a whole is just not good, and I feel bad for saying that because the screenwriters probably definitely put a lot of their heart and soul into the script, and there's definitely people that the script would be for, but I am not one of them. I think that the part of the show I enjoyed was the crazy stage stuff, and you didn't get as much of that in this season. It was more about the people, which is fine, but when your characters are doing stuff that does not make sense and has been done in everything ever, it's not very good, and I didn't like it. The big part about this that I did not think made sense was them backing out of the competition, which I completely understand, backing out of a competition for reasons like mental health and things like that. I understand why you would do that, but because you don't want to do it anymore, like, really? I guess I don't really understand that. Maybe I've never been put in that situation, but like, for example, in the Olympics, Simone Biles backing out of the competition for mental health reasons. I understand that. That makes sense to me. Just because you can? Why? Why though? So maybe I'm just missing something, but to me it just seemed like they backed out of the competition just because they could. And I thought that was kind of weird. Like, just have it be that one performance and have them win. It would have been that easy to just change the script. So why? Why didn't you just do that? The whole entire thing with Ricky and Lily was terrible. I think that's the point, but it was terrible. No. I don't think anyone shipped them. I definitely did not, and it was terrible. So there's that. What else? Just as a whole, nothing really happened in this episode. Basically, they were like, we did great during the performance. now we don't want to do it again, so we're gonna get out of it. And then there was these cliffhangers that aren't very good. So yeah, Ricky and Lily are not something I thought needed to happen. Just saying. I wasn't the biggest fan of Ricky and Nene either, but they're at least better than that. So what else did I enjoy? I think Nene having talking to Gina's brother about having a music career might be interesting. There's that. Gina and EJ are fine. Big Red and Ashlyn are fine. That whole entire part where he put lights in Ashlyn's name was kind of weird. But maybe that's just because that's not something I would enjoy. If someone put my name in big bright letters, I would find that really weird. So yeah, I don't know. That was kind of weird, but everything he does is kind of weird, so I don't know, like when he jumped out of their locker, that was also really weird. What else? Just as a whole, the story is not very good. I'm not the biggest fan of this story that they're telling right now. I thought the first season was fun because I didn't think they were taking themselves seriously. And now I think they are. And even if they aren't, I don't think they're doing it very well. In the first season, they would have these things that would be so, what is going on, that it was funny. This is just a regular show where, the reason they made the show was High School Musical. So why don't you keep it up with High School Musical? That's the part I really didn't understand. And why did you have to bring in this rival school and things? You could have, Lily be the bully and still do High School Musical too, and just, cut out everything about the rival school crap. And just have it be High School Musical too, because the interesting thing, the big thing of the show was High School Musical, so why are you going away from that? I think that's the big reason. I'm not even a big fan of High School Musical. I think the movies are not very good. Yes, hate me in the comments, I know. I'm so bad. I think they're not very good, but... What? What was their plan here? Their whole entire idea, it's called High School Musical, the series, for a reason. If they were gonna do that, just have it be a regular school. If they were gonna do a different, and have it be musical theater club or something, and there's a better name for it, but I don't understand what they were trying to do here, and it just wasn't a very good idea. It wasn't done well. The story is not good. The singing was good, but especially in this episode, I was expecting, because, normally the last episode, something interesting happens, but no. Some people started relationships, and Nene might start a music career, and they got out of the competition. What's interesting about that? Maybe that's just that I don't find that interesting at all, but... Isn't the big, I would have liked it better if they actually focused on the show as the last episode, and then been instead of being having the last episode saying, yeah, we did the show already, and not showing us the show. It was just a mess. This season was a mess, and Like, it wasn't terrible. I'll listen to the songs sometimes. I think the songs were really good. The actors were really great. I think they did really well with what they were given. It's just they need to hire some new screenwriters, and they need to go back to what the show originally was. Something that wasn't taking itself too seriously, and it was just there to have a fun time, and like was about the title of the show. So I really hope if we do get a season 3, they go back to that like fun natured thing where they aren't really taking themselves too seriously, and it becomes about High School Musical again, because I think that was part of the reason it was fun, because they would be like, in High School Musical, they would do these things that happened in High School Musical, and they would be like, in High School Musical it happened, so that definitely means it always happens. And like, they weren't taking themselves seriously. I laughed during the first season. I don't think I laughed like very much at all in this season. And like, the songs were great, the acting was great, but what they were given was not. So I'm really sorry about this. I feel like I'm being really rude to a TV show and the people involved, but I do not mean to be. I don't like making these kinds of videos because I feel really bad. But everyone who was involved in this, you definitely put a lot of time and effort into this. The acting was great. It's just the story and the writers probably need to go in a different direction. I do know lots of people enjoyed what you did with this, but I personally am not one of those people, and songwriters are really great. I know some of the actors themselves wrote some of the songs, so like, it's really great, but on that part, but there are definitely some big problems with this show that I think need to be fixed to have a good season 3, if that's what they're going to do. So it's been 12 minutes, so if you guys are still here, thanks for listening to me talk about High School Musical. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I lived a few thousand, and stay safe. Bye!